In today's workout, we are diving into pelvic floor exercises that will help you strengthen the pelvic floor muscles post-childbirth. Well, if you have been around here, welcome back. And if you're new, hi, my name is Shridi and I'm a board-certified physical therapist specializing in postpartum health. My goal is to help postpartum moms just like you regain strength and confidence and start feeling healthy in less than 15 minutes a day. As a busy mom, I understand you don't have a lot of time for yourself, and on this channel, I want to make sure I can share tangible tips and resources that doesn't take long but would help you prioritize your health as well. So before we get started with our exercises, let's take a minute and talk about this pelvic floor recovery workout. It is really important to focus on a holistic pelvic floor recovery plan than just doing Kegels. So often I would see moms come to the clinic and tell, oh, I've been doing Kegels for such a long time, but I still feel my pelvic floor is not where it needs to be. And yes, it won't be, because Kegels are not the most helpful or recommended exercises for pelvic floor recovery. Think about this. If you have pain in your biceps or you tear a rotator cuff, do you just sit and work on squeezing those muscles? Or would you undergo a proper rehab physical therapy program to strengthen the shoulder joint, improve the stability, and work on the surrounding joints as well? Same thing goes for your pelvic floor muscles. Just squeezing those pelvic floor muscles isn't going to help you strengthen them. If anything, it makes it more tired and it won't work the way it's supposed to work. So, holistic pelvic floor workout routine means we're focusing not only on the pelvic floor muscles, but we want to include the hips, core, low back, every surrounding area and the muscle that would help pelvic floor to perform its function effectively. And that's exactly what we will be going over in today's workout. We do want to engage the pelvic floor muscles, but we really want to focus on building the strength of those core muscles and your hip muscles as they all work together. So let's go ahead and get started with our workout for today. So for the first exercise, we'll go ahead and lay on your side and then gently roll on your back. I want you to go ahead and bend both the knees, feet flat on the floor. Now think about trying to flatten the back by closing the gap between your body and the floor. We're going to tilt the pelvis down. And as you do this, think about lifting the pelvic floor up. If it helps, think about a cherry. You're trying to pick the cherry up with those pelvic floor muscles. As you tilt down, we want to hold for 5 seconds and release. And let's add some breathing with this. So let's take a deep breath in. And now as you exhale, tilt the pelvis down and lift the pelvic floor muscles up. Hold this position for a count of 3 and release. So think where we're using the pelvic floor muscles to lift up, but then we're also engaging the core muscles because we want the core and pelvic floor to work conjunctly. So let's go ahead and do this 4 more times. Whenever you're ready, let's take a deep breath in through your nose. And then as you exhale, tilt the pelvis down and lift the pelvic floor up. And now let's hold this position for a count of 3. And relax. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, tilt down and lift the pelvic floor up. And now hold for a count of 3. And relax. Let's do this 2 more times. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, tilt and lift the pelvic floor up. Hold for a count of 3 and relax. And let's do this 1 more time. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, tilt down and lift the pelvic floor up. Now hold for a count of 3 and relax. So I really hope this exercise made you more aware about how to engage the pelvic floor as we are engaging other muscles like the core and the hip. For our next exercise, we will still stay in the same position, but this time instead of tilting down, we're going to work on some bridges of lifting the hips up and engaging the pelvic floor as we do that. So to get started, we'll take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, I want you to lift the hips up in the air and engage the pelvic floor similarly, thinking about lifting a cherry up with the pelvic floor. We'll stay in this position for a count of 5 and gently come down. Now you can have your hands by the side or you can have them resting on your belly. Try not to use the elbows to support you as you push up. Try mostly the core working as you lift up and hold up there. Let's take a deep breath in. And now as you exhale, lift up, engage the pelvic floor and count to 3. And gently come down. Now as you're bridging, the goal here is not to go up super high, but the goal is just to clear your hips off the floor while you engage your core and pelvic floor muscles. Let's do this 3 more times. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And then as you exhale, lift the hips up and engage the pelvic floor. Now count to 3 and gently come down. Let's do this 2 more times. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, lift up, engage the pelvic floor, and hold for a count of 3. And relax. And we'll do this 1 more time. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, lift up and engage the pelvic floor. Hold for a count of 3 and gently come down. Now when we're thinking about engaging pelvic floor, there wouldn't be an actual movement that you can visually see, but it's more about the feeling of engaging the muscles. So you really have to consciously think about it and feel for the muscle, because you really won't be able to see externally if something is moving or not. Now, moving on to our third exercise, let's go ahead and roll onto your sides. I want you to make sure your feet are right on top of each other, the knees are bent, and the pelvis is nice and rolled forward. You don't want the pelvis to be hanging back, but we want it to be nice and straight in line with the rest of your body. Now, whenever you're ready, we'll take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, work on lifting the leg up. But make sure your pelvis is still rolled forward. We don't want it to roll back when you lift this up. And then think about engaging the pelvic floor, lifting up. Think about the cherry you're lifting up with the pelvic floor. You hold for a count of 3 and gently put it down. So the goal here is you want to engage the hip muscles and your pelvic floor muscles and use the core to keep your hips and pelvis rolled forward and don't let it slide back. So now whenever you're ready, take a deep breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, let's lift the leg up and then lift the pelvic floor and then hold for a count of 3 and relax. Good. Let's do this 4 more times. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And then as you exhale, lift up, engage your pelvic floor and hold for 3 seconds. And gently come down. Good. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale and lift up, engaging your pelvic floor. Hold for a count of 3 and relax. Good. Let's do this 2 more times. Deep breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, lift up, engage your pelvic floor, and count to 3. And relax. Good. I really want you to feel a good burn in the hip muscles, but also focus on engaging the pelvic floor muscles. Let's do this one more time. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, lift up, engage your pelvic floor, and count to 3. And relax. Now let's go ahead and switch sides. So either you can sit up and switch sides, or feel free to turn around. So make sure you're settled in a good position. You want your feet stacked on top of each other, knees together, pelvis rolled forward. And now whenever you're ready, we'll go ahead and take a deep breath in through the nose. And then gently exhale and lift up. Engage your pelvic floor. And then hold for a count of 3. And relax. Good. Let's go ahead and do this 4 more times. Deep breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, lift up and engage your pelvic floor and hold for a count of 3. And relax. Good. Let's take a deep breath in. Gently exhale and lift up. Engage your pelvic floor and count to 3. And relax. Good. Let's do this 2 more times. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, lift up. Engage your pelvic floor. Hold for a count of 3. And relax. Nice work. Let's do this 1 more time. Deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, lift up, engage the pelvic floor, and count to 3. And relax. Good job. If you need to pause the video, take a break, and sip on some water, feel free to do so, and then come back for 2 more exercises. Now for our next exercise, we'll come into a standing position with your feet wider than the hips width distance and point the toes diagonally at a 45-degree angle. We want to focus on doing some squats while we engage the pelvic floor muscles. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, we'll go ahead and squat down. Think about relaxing the pelvic floor. Hold for a count of 3. And then as we come up, think about lifting the pelvic floor up. Let's go ahead and do this 5 times. So let's take a deep breath in through your nose. And then as you exhale, squat down, relaxing the pelvic floor. Hold for a count of 3. And then as we come up, think about engaging the pelvic floor and lifting it up. Good. Let's do this 4 more times. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, let's come down, relaxing your pelvic floor. Hold for 3. And gently come up, lifting the pelvic floor up. Good. Let's do this 3 more times. Deep breath in through your nose. And then as you exhale, come down, relax the pelvic floor, hold for 3 seconds, and gently come up. Good. Let's take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, gently come down, hold for 3 seconds, and lift up. Good. Let's do this one last time. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, calm down. Hold for 3 seconds. And slowly lift up. Good. And it's time for our last exercise. And now for our last exercise, if you do have an exercise ball, I want you to grab the exercise ball and sit on it. But if you don't have an exercise ball, feel free to sit on a chair with the back well supported. And then use a smaller exercise ball to hold in your hands. If you don't have a smaller exercise ball, feel free to use a throw pillow or a rolled towel, something which you can hold and rotate with. So whenever you're ready, we'll get started with the knees bent and then knees and ankles in a straight line. I want you to hold on to the ball straight in front of you. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, engage your core and pelvic floor to hold you steady while you turn to the side. Hold for a count of 3 and then gently come to the middle and relax. We'll do this again 3 times on each side. So whenever you're ready, let's take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, lift the ball up and turn to the side, engaging the core and pelvic floor. Hold for 3 seconds and gently come back to the middle and relax. We'll alternate, so now let's take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, lift up and let's turn to the other side. Make sure we engage the core and then think about lifting the pelvic floor up. Hold for 3 seconds and relax. So when I say think about lifting the pelvic floor up, think about lifting it up, pulling up and engaging it as you hold the position and then you gently relax. So let's take a deep breath in and then as you exhale, turn and then lift up, hold the core nice and in and relax. Good. Let's do this 3 more times. Deep breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, rotate and then lift the pelvic floor up. Engage your core and hold for 3 seconds and relax. Good. Let's take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, turn and lift up the pelvic floor, engaging the core. Hold for 3 seconds and relax. Let's do this one more time. Deep breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, engage the pelvic floor and core, turning to the side. Hold for 3 seconds and relax. Good job, mamas. I'm so proud of you. I really hope you found this video helpful and you got better insights on how to engage your pelvic floor muscles as you work on retraining and re-strengthening them after childbirth. Don't focus on doing just the Kegels or squeezing the pelvic floor muscles, but really focus on improving your core strength, hip joint strength, and overall stability. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the subscribe button below and the bell icon so you do not miss any videos from me. Stay tuned and I'll see you again next week. Bye, mamas.